Good evening, fuckers. We are back with the next Train Simulator Classic request video, and this one is, yeah, it's another of mine because we're continuing on from, where the last video left off. So we are showing the trains that will be the options for the London to Edinburgh live stream. We've seen the Class 370, we've seen the Class 221, and we've even seen the Class 91, which has since been kicked off the list. So for this one, we are going to see the train that is replacing the Class 91 on that list. Yep, the Class 390, the Pendolino. So for this one, I've chosen the LMS liveried version, purely because I like the livery, no other reason for it. And for the route, so we're on the West Coast Main Line South section, that is the London to Birmingham section. We're not going to do the entire stretch, so we're starting at Hemel, Hempstead, and we are finishing at Coventry. So the reason for starting at Hemel, Hempstead is basically we've left out all of the London commuter stops and everything else, so as soon as we leave the station, bosh, we can go straight into 125 mph, so we can really see how well this train does pretty much from start to finish. As far as these specifics, it's cloudy autumn and it's 1 PM, there you go. So right, let's get this underway. And here we are. So let's get a look at this thing. Now, a couple of things that I will make clear about the Class 390. I have a bit of a reputation for not liking the 390. That's not entirely true. I don't like playing this train when I'm doing career scenarios, because it hasn't been coded very well, and when you're going fast round round curbs and the thing's tilting, you get massive like drive quality deductions. That is actually a bug. It should not be doing that, but it does. It's infuriating. It makes some of the scenarios, the career scenarios, nigh on impossible. But there's not much I can really do about it. That's what I don't like. But other than that, this train is a great one to drive. And this train actually has features of the APT. So yeah, if you're undecided about, whether you want to see the Class 370 in the London to Brighton run, London to Edinburgh run, or not, well, the fact that this has some of the APT's features might sway you towards this thing. Anyway, let's get a look round the cab and get things set up. There are actually, there's a lot of stuff that we can see around here, but there isn't a huge amount that is actually you can actually interact with. So right, lighting is done. You know what, I have a feeling actually that sorting out the lights is the only thing I really need to do. See, cab lights is completely, yeah, we can't interact with it, so we can't actually set cab lights in this, which is a pain in the arse, to put it mildly. Anyway, that is the whole thing set up, so we'll have one last look outside with the, there you go, the lights are on. Daylight running, so we don't need them, you know, particularly glaring. So here we are at Hemel, Hempstead. Not a bad place. So our journey to Coventry is 69.5 miles. Let's get underway. You can also see on the display on the HUD that we are already on a section where we can do 125, so we can pretty much take this thing up to full speed. I do have a feeling there is some speed restrictions coming up, and it will actually take us down to about 110. I think for the majority of this run we're probably going to be doing around sort of 100 to 110, which is fine. I mean, the ETA says this is going to take us less than 50 minutes to get from Hemel Hempstead to Coventry, so that's not bad going at all. So yeah, once we actually get underway, it is a bit slow getting off to a start from standstill, but once we started moving, the acceleration on this thing is fucking great. The cab view is not fantastic, there's no getting away from it, but I've seen far worse. So we're already up to 70 mph. I will introduce one stop. I'm trying to decide where. I will stop at either Leighton Buzzard, so it's nearer this end, or I'll stop at Rugby, which is nearer, it's quite close to Coventry, I think, Rugby. So here is the 115 mph section in 1.5 miles. I have a feeling we will be doing over 115 when we get there, so we will need to brake, or at least certainly coast for a bit. No, we're definitely going to be doing over 115. So the top speed of 125 is set by the line speed. In fact, this train can easily do 140. In fact, I am pretty sure this thing could match the APT and do 155. And I refer you to the Class 91 video if you want to find out why it is restricted to 125 mph. So just like the old APT, this is a tilting train, or at least it was. Apparently now all Class 390 Pendolinos have had their tilting mechanisms disabled. But we haven't got it disabled on this one. So we're at 124, but I don't want to be speeding at any time, so yeah, we do lose speed quite quickly. I need to find the happy medium. You can see the acceleration rate still when we are going through the 120s. So yeah, it is clear that 125 mph speed limit has this thing operating well within its capabilities. Tring is the next station coming up in 1 mile. We will be absolutely tearing through there. So if I haven't already said it, we will make our stop at Rugby. Fuck it, we're going to stop at both. We'll stop at Leighton Buzzard and Rugby. So Cheddington, next station coming up. Again, we'll just be racing through there. Lost as much as 6 mph. Right, definitely want to get that back. It will not take long. There we go. Catching up with that 350, no problem. Okay, it was slowing down for Cheddington Station, but I think Leighton Buzzard Station is pretty close by. We're already over 10 miles into this trip. It feels like we've barely even started, you know, because this thing is just so fast. And unlike the Class 91, you do sort of, you can hear the speed it's going, the rumble of the, you know, from the tracks and the wind rushing by. The 91, you get the exact same audio whether you're shunting at 2 miles an hour or if you're doing 125. So yeah, Leighton Buzzard is the next station. So we will start braking for there. It's say a mile and a half or so away, but yeah, we are braking from 125 mph, so we do need to brake relatively early. Probably not as early as I have done. Ease off the brakes a little bit till we get to about half a mile away. There you go. Right. So again, I braked far too hard and far too soon, and that was braking from 125 mph. So the brakes on this thing are absolutely, yeah, phenomenal. Hoping we can get the whole train on here without having to power up again, but no. Right, there we go. Whole thing's on. So here we are at Leighton Buzzard. Unfortunately, where we stopped, yeah, we've just got this huge sort of stairwell and lift sort of structure in the ways, but oh well. Right, doors closing. And away we go. So more or less as soon as we leave the station, we are entering a 110 mph section, which is a bit of a shame, but like I say, I think that for the majority of this run, 110 is going to be the max we can do. It looks like we're avoiding the tunnel that... okay, no we're not. Right, so we do have a 125 section coming up in at 1.5 miles, so we will be able to, well, max out as far as the UK rail speed network is concerned, but certainly not as far as what this train can do. We're going to be overtaking this Class 350. I think actually we're going to have this Class 350 with us for quite a lot of this trip. Although, yeah, we don't have another stop now until Rugby, so yeah, we're going to leave it way behind. So we are now in the 125 section. Coventry is now as near as damn it 50 miles away. So Bletchley is the next stop, or the next station I should say. An absolute sea of pylons and wires around here. So I suppose it's only to be expected once they electrified the entire West Coast main line. The East Coast main line has even more. Yeah, now I had this, I was doing a career scenario in a 350 earlier, and I had that. There seems to be no reason for it. So anyway, Milton Keynes is the next station. Now I think most of the time that would be a stop, but I can't imagine anybody particularly wanting to stop at Milton Keynes, so we will go straight through it. If you think it seems ridiculous that, you know, we're heading towards Coventry and we're stopping at Rugby, Leighton Buzzard, but not Milton Keynes, well, I did recently do a video of Bristol to Swansea, and yeah, we stopped at a few stations, but we couldn't stop at Cardiff. Cardiff of all stations. So Wolverton next station, so I think Rugby is the next stop after that. I didn't want to station that, well, was, clearly it's disused. No getting away from it. The sense of speed that we get from this thing is pretty compelling. I just find myself just absolutely taken in by it all. That's why I've been rather quiet. Also looks like my prediction that the bulk of this line will be 110 mph has once again shown my powers of prediction to be as good as ever. I'm quite happy to be proven wrong though with this. Right, we have a speed reduction in 1.5 miles. It's a very slight one, down to 120. I don't think we're going to need to brake for that. We'll just let our coasting take us down there. In fact, we're not even coasting. We'll just reduce the power to 33%, and that should certainly do it. And it has. Now in the 120 mph section, but not for long. Another 1.5 miles and we're back up to a 125 mph section. Coventry is now 25 miles away. So we're into the 125 section. So speed reduction to 110 in 1.5 miles. I'd like to think we can coast it. Yeah, we will, no problem. Again, it's a fairly short section. In 1.5 miles we can go back up to 125. now in the 125 section, so we'll throttle right up and get us back up to that sort of speed again. Coventry is now 14 miles away, so Rugby can't be that far away. Now this 60 mph section that's coming up here, I suspect, yeah, that is Rugby Station. That's only a single yellow. Mind you, we're still okay. We're stopping at Rugby, so that's not going to be a problem. Now, Rugby Station is the southern end of one of the branches of the West Coast Main Line. The West Coast Main Line, compared to the east, has a lot more sort of, you know, branches and areas where it sort of splinters and things like that. East Coast Main Line is pretty much just like, you know, a single very direct line, but the West Coast certainly isn't. And here, this is the southern end of the West Coast Main Line Trent Valley section, which is a route that I've got in the game, and I'm rather surprised that so far I've not had any requests for runs along that particular route. And I'm sure they will come, but yeah, I'm surprised I've not had any yet. Now obviously we are not going to be going on to the Trent Valley section. We are carrying on here, but yep, here we are at Rugby. Not the most scenic of locales within the along the West Coast Main Line, that is for sure. So Coventry is less than 11.5 miles away. There we go. But that is our final stop along the route. Not surprising, given that Coventry is really not all that far away. Rugby Station does look like it's a pretty busy one, which is hardly surprising. As I say, it's the southern end of the Trent Valley section, so as well as being a pretty hefty junction, it's also going to be a major sort of freight area. So we're into the 75 section. Hopefully we'll be able to go above 75 at some point, but yeah, given Coventry is now just a little over 10 miles away, yeah, maybe not. Ah, apparently we are now in a 125 MP8 section, so here we go. So Coventry station will be appearing on the route viewer here very soon indeed. In fact, there it is. I'm rather annoyed that I picked up that speeding thing. I was doing really well there as well. single yellow, so it's fine, but I am going to have to be careful as I go along Coventry platform. This will be a red signal here. I need to make it a bit harder to get in before this 25. Yeah, I'm speeding here. I only just missed out. In fact, it looks like the signal up ahead is yellow. No, that's on another line. So I think it could be tight, but I think we will get the entire train on this platform. Yeah, it looks like we'll do it no problem actually. There we go. So there we are. That was Hemel Hempstead to Coventry in an LMS Class 390 Pendolino. That was a great run. That train is a great train to drive. This train is as good to drive as the 91 is shit to drive. Yeah, I really did enjoy that one. The only thing that I'm not keen about is when it comes up. Yeah, 2 speeding errors, and I think they were both right there at the end. So, but yeah, that was a great one. So, there we are. That was the Class 390 on the West Coast Main Line South from Hemel Hempstead to Coventry. Now, unless there is another request in the meantime, which is very likely, you never know, the next video will be showing the last of the options for which train will be doing the London to Edinburgh run. That train is the Class 801. So, yes, unless a request interrupts things, that's what's coming next. So if you have a request for a particular route or loco or both, then click on the link in the description. It will take you to the video where I show all of the routes and trains that I have available to choose from. Bung your request in the comments and we'll get it done. Unless you seriously think I'm going to do a Class 73 along the entire North Wales coastline, in which case, no, I won't get that one done. Anyway, there we go. Great run that. We'll see you in the next one.